So I have a little gift that I can see when someone's going to die. If I'm near them, I will physically see the change. I started to get visions. All of a sudden I'd zone out and a white flash would come in, and then I would see me looking at me. Why am I seeing myself? And
Yeah.
finally said one day, what is it that you want me to do? And then that night it came to me in a dream. I think I'm starting a podcast. In came this loud voice, and it was very bold, and it said, you will keep going. And it just kind of moved through me. It said, you will not give up. I said, okay, in my head, and I just kind of turned over and grabbed my blankets.
They're afraid that if they share something, they don't have it anymore. And that's not how spirituality works. Spirituality is something that when you share it, you get more. It's like love. Like if you give out love, you get more back.
I like to always say that I'm here to help build the bridge. Let's help them over, and let's help them to wherever they need to go on their journey. It's we, and that's the way it's supposed to be.
This week on Beyond Numerology, I'm sitting down with MJ, the creator and host of the Return podcast. I first met MJ when she reached out to ask me to be on her show to share the story of my near-death experience. I checked out a couple of her episodes and I knew I wanted to be part of it. MJ's work is all about opening the door to conversations most people are curious about but don't always know where to explore. The afterlife, consciousness, the soul's journey, and what we actually come back understanding after those kinds of experiences. And this isn't just something she talks about. From a very young age, MJ has had a deep connection to the other side, along with a lifetime of spiritual events that eventually led to her own near-death experience and ultimately to creating the work she's doing now. In this conversation, we go into some really interesting places and we talk about things that really make you realize how much more there actually is that we've only just barely touched the surface of. So without making you wait any longer, let's get into it. Welcome to Beyond Numerology. I'm Tammy Lopresti, the creator of Cosmic Ascended Numerology, a rare and super accurate way of decoding who you are and why you're here. If you're new around here, I'm so glad you found us. And if you've been in my world for a while, then you already know that I don't do numerology like everyone else. Think of this podcast as your weekly spiritual hangout, a place where we dive into your soul's plan, uncover what you came here to learn, understand, and experience, and help you wake back up to the you that you came here to be. Every Friday night at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, we record new episodes on Zoom and invite a live audience to hang out with us. This is your chance to be in the room while we chat with our guest of the week, do mini numerology readings, and enjoy occasional psychic insights from our guests. Whether it's card pulls, spirit guide messages, messages from loved ones on the other side, or other surprises that they might bring. Want the VIP experience? Stick around for the after show where you can hang out with me and the guest of the week to answer your own questions and get a behind-the-scenes look at the magic happening live. It's always fresh, always different, and always a good time. So whether you're tuning in live or catching the replay, welcome. I'm so happy you're here, and I have a feeling you're going to love it. Now let's go beyond numerology, because your soul's plan starts right now. Hi everyone, we are here.
Good, thanks.
I don't think anyone's here. So I have MJ with me. She's amazing, and she has her own podcast, and I was on her podcast. So what I want to ask you first is I want to ask you, what, like, I know that you do a podcast, and I'd like to know, like, how you got started with that, and
like what made you want to do this kind of podcast? Because you do you mostly do like near death experiences? Is that what you do? Like mostly?
Yeah, near death experiences, pretty much everything spiritual.
Yeah.
Anything spiritual, yeah,
Oh,
pretty
okay.
much.
Okay.
Mhm.
I watched one of your episodes
and I was
after.
like,
It was one of the best like podcasts I've seen, honestly. Like it was one of the best
Aw.
stories I've heard. It was about a guy that went to heaven and talked all about the other side. Like he talked all
Yeah,
about what was
John.
there and what happened. Oh my goodness. I watched it twice actually, and I sent it to people because it was so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's quite amazing. He's quite an amazing man, and something so great about him, is that he doesn't even, like, write a book, doesn't do anything, like,
Oh.
he just wants to share his story, so pe
Oh.
to basically to eradicate fear from people,
Hmm.
because people have a lot of
Yeah.
fear around death, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That's amazing. Well,
It
he should
is.
write
It
a
was a
book.
really good one. Well,
He
he
should write a
should,
book.
but he
Yeah.
said that's not his path.
Wow.
Isn't
Wow.
it something when someone
Yeah.
doesn't? Yeah, I'm just like,
Yeah.
"Okay," because I remember
Yeah.
in the podcast going, "And you have a book?" And then
Yeah.
he's like, "No." And I'm like, "What? You
Yeah.
don't?"
He really should, because
Mm,
his story is so fascinating. And I'm sure that like he only told you like this much of it?
yeah.
So
Mhm.
wow. Yeah.
Amazing human being.
Yeah. So anyway, MJ is one of my new best friends, guys. So like
Yeah.
you should get to know her too. She's amazing. Her numbers are freaking incredible. I told her that I'm going to bring her in for a case study with my class because I can't wait till they see her numbers. But yeah, how did you get started in this? Like what made you want to do this, instead of like being some corporate person?
Mhm. I've been there, done that too.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so I basically, to make a very long story short, I had, um spiritual transformative experiences my entire life from 3 years
Mhm.
old. And
Mhm.
then when or probably about 7 years ago, I had a near death experience. And
Mhm.
that kind of opened me up even more. So all from 3 to NDE, um,
Mhm.
I had
Mhm.
so many spiritual transformative experiences that
Mhm.
I knew that there was something I should be doing, but I just didn't know what. Plus,
Yeah.
I was also a mother, so you're raising your kids and you're busy and you're
Yeah.
working, and so you don't have a lot of time for yourself.
Yeah.
You know how that
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
And so finally, when I was able, my kids are grown now. They're now in their
Mhm.
30s, but my youngest son just moved out just like
Mm.
literally a year ago.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah, he's still living here, just in the basement suite.
Yeah. My daughter just moved out of my garage yesterday.
See?
They
Oh,
built a
wow,
they
they
built
just
a room in
don't
my
leave.
garage. Yeah. Well, she came back home for like 6 months and now she's out again. So, you know.
Aw, bless their
Yeah.
hearts. But
Yeah.
so then, it came across in February when,
Mm.
I had another so every time a death happens in my
Yeah.
family, I get a new, like, I say power, but it's, like, not a power, it's like a new gift,
I know
so
I know what you mean. I've had that
every
happen
time.
too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so this time, I
Mhm.
started to get, visions, and I've
Mhm.
always had visions, but these were visions when I was, like, say, sitting here talking to you, and then
Mhm.
all of a sudden I'd zone out and a white flash would come in, and then I would see me looking at me, and
Wow.
I'm like, why am I seeing myself? And I never could
Yeah.
understand why. And then I would get dreams of it. It just all started to come. And then I started
Yeah.
getting downloads and talking. And then I
Yeah.
finally said one day, what is it that you want me to do? Because I am
Yeah.
not about to try to figure out this puzzle anymore because it's so
Mhm.
annoying to me
Yeah.
because it was just like little breadcrumbs of things. And it was like, metaphors and putting all this stuff together. And then that
Mhm.
night, it came to me in a dream, not in a dream, but I had just woke up from dreaming, and then I was
Mhm.
sitting there, and then I heard like kind of like it's a download of
Yeah.
information that came
Yeah.
in, right?
Yeah.
And then I grabbed my book, my notebook beside my
Mhm.
bed, and I started
Yeah.
writing. And then they told me the words "the returned" came in my head. So I wrote
Oh.
down "the return," and then I thought, "Oh my God." And I woke up my husband, I said, "Oh my God, I think I'm
Yeah.
starting a podcast." And he's like,
Wow.
"What?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
Wow.
And that's
That
basically how it started. And
wow.
then as I was going on, at one point, I was very afraid because I'm not really
Mhm.
this type of person.
Yeah.
So I'm really not. I really don't like my picture taken. I'm
Yeah.
just like, hey, I'm the one in the back, all quiet and
Yeah.
introverted.
Mm.
So it's like Source was like putting me out front and center to face my own fears.
Mhm.
But then I get to meet wonderful people like you and
Mhm.
find my tribe and find the
Yeah.
people that are supposed to be near me. And that's the best part
Yeah.
of this. I've never felt so good in my life
Mhm.
about people, to be
Yeah,
honest.
that's awesome. Well,
That's how I got into the podcast.
do you have kind of like a love-hate relationship with people? Because your numbers kind of say that. Like, I love
Yeah,
people, but I really don't like people is kind of how I would describe it. Is that's how it is in
yeah,
my
I'm
chart
very
when
much
it
like
comes to
that.
yeah.
I do really love people and I want to help
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
So, and before I got the downloads, that was always something
Yeah.
that I was asking, like, how could I help people? Like, how could I
Yeah.
be giving myself more to people?
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
like back in the day, I'm one for words, I'm one for
Mhm.
talking. And
Yeah.
but I just wasn't good with people in that
Yeah.
way, talking on
Yeah.
a camera or something. But
Yeah.
we did it, and here we are,
Yeah.
and it just works. But yes, me and
Yeah.
people actually people will follow me. It's really strange.
Mhm.
They
Oh, you
stop
are
and talk
growing
to me all the
fast.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's odd.
Um,
It's not expected. So
yeah.
basically, know
Yeah.
that everything I am doing right now is authentically me and
Yeah.
truly from my heart. And
Yeah.
if anybody could know anything, that's a message
Yeah.
I would like them to know
I
because
can see that right in your chart. You are extremely authentic. Well, it doesn't necessarily say that you're authentic. It's as soon as I say that, the guides go, not quite. It's not that. That's not exactly the word.
right.
It's that you have very strong integrity and you walk in your integrity. So what you
Mhm.
declare to be true for you and what you declare to do, you are going to do. Like you're
That's
not the
right.
type of person that would say I might do this, I might do well, you might say that. But if you say I am doing this, then you can bet on it that you're going to do it and you're going to follow through and you're going to do your best at it and you're going to measure where your heart is in it as well because you're someone who really you're someone who came here with the purpose of helping,
I
so you're
think
going to
so,
use
yeah.
your heart. Yeah. It's
And I
very
think
clear in
that's
your
why I was
chart,
always
actually.
led to spirituality. Like,
Yeah.
I've always been a spiritual person, and
Yeah.
I mean, eat, sleep, breathe this, like a
Yeah.
constant meditating, just wanting to feel good
Yeah.
and make others feel good
Yeah.
and take fear from people. That's
Yeah.
something that I have always really tried to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, I could say a million things about your chart because your chart really says a lot of that. And it says a lot more. Hi,
Mhm.
Kat. I did want to say hi to you. You're the only comment. Where is everybody? I don't see you guys. Um, but yeah, I wanted to say like your chart is a little bit it's a little bit confusing to me in a way. It's not really confusing, but you don't have that you're introverted. It looks like you're actually extroverted. Like so it's but then you do have a number that says to me that you could be like kind of you could get in your own head and you could get in your own way and stuff. So there is something there that does say that. It's just I would think that you're an extrovert. By looking at this, I would not think that you're an introvert. I would think you have very, very high boundaries and very, very big walls around yourself. In fact, when I ask about you, I see an igloo. I don't know why, but I see an igloo, and I see you inside that igloo and not letting the world in. Like you're in your own personal space, and then you're like willing to let people kind of like hang out, but they can't stay there. Like it's like you're very
Yeah,
good.
I am like that. I mean,
Yeah.
all my jobs, I worked in healthcare for a long
Yeah.
time.
Okay.
And then I also have always been a manager. So
Okay.
I have always been in those roles my
Yeah.
whole life. And
Yeah.
I've been a very much I have an entrepreneurial spirit,
Yes.
right?
And that is in your chart too, very
Mhm.
strongly. So everyone's showing up now. So hi,
Oh, good,
Suzanne.
good.
Hi,
Hi.
Sandy. Hi, Carrie. Hi, Lori. Nancy. Oh my goodness. I haven't seen you in a million years. Where are you? Why are we not hanging out anymore? What is going on, my friend? She was like my first friend when I moved to Austin, like the Austin area. And like we used to hang out. We used to get our nails done together, if you remember. I haven't
Oh,
seen her in
that's
a
so
long
cool.
time. But anyway, so okay, so I want to back up a little bit.
Sure.
So in February, this is when you decided I'm going to do this podcast. You got a download saying it's time to do this podcast, okay?
Mhm.
So since February, that's the only time you've been working on it so far? Like,
I didn't even
that's how
start
long?
right in February, I don't believe. Um, I had to hum and haw with myself a little bit about it. I can't
Yeah.
remember when I posted.
Wow.
I've only been doing this for 3 months.
Yeah,
So,
that is
yeah, so
mind
in
blowing to me because your podcast to me, first of all, comes off very professional.
Oh,
Second,
thank
it
you.
looks like you've been doing it for a lot longer. Like to me, when I look at it, because I know what it takes to run a business, and I know what it takes to be a digital creator and all that. It's not easy to do this work, and it's not easy to get a following or to get like people to even notice that you exist. I'm telling you, I think you're gonna blow up. I really do,
Oh,
because I don't know if you want that, but I really do, because when I go to your YouTube channel, I look at it and there's something about it. So I really think that. And I told you earlier, my mom saw your numbers just because they were on my podcast sheet, and she went, "Who's that?" And I said, "Oh, that's this girl that I met that I was on her podcast recently. We did a podcast together." And then she said, "Is she famous?" And I said, "No."
no.
but, but you do have that vibe like in your chart. You really, I don't know why. I do know
Yeah.
why, but you have this. I don't know why you're extroverted, or sorry, introverted. That's what
I
I don't.
know why. It's you know what? It's not that I'm extra or introverted so
Yeah.
much. It's
Yeah.
that when I was younger, I
Yeah.
wasn't. I
Okay.
had all the friends and
Yeah.
I mixed with so many different types of people, which I just was talking to someone about that. And I
Yeah.
just said that was when I was most proudest because
Yeah.
I was in school and everyone would say to me, "You can't talk to them. You can't talk to them. They're not like us." No, I can talk to anybody I choose.
Yes.
And I chose the heads in the smoking section, and I
Me too.
chose everybody else but the mean girls,
Yes. Yeah, me too.
because
Yeah.
I got along with everyone, and
Yeah.
I'll be very honest, I was very proud of myself for that, because
Yeah.
I really do feel attached to all sorts of types of people. It's not
Yeah.
just a one kind of group. But then
Yeah.
I kind of grew out of that, and
Mhm.
I started to go inward. I started to go inside, and I started to
Yeah.
meditate. And um, I don't know. I started to trends dropped off and things like
Mhm.
that, because sometimes
Yeah.
it happens when you start
Yeah.
growing in a different direction and you kind of
Yeah.
get on a different path.
Yeah.
But at work, I was never introverted.
Yeah.
right? I was always kind and loving and nice to people because
Mm-hmm.
that's what I want back.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I would treat
You,
someone the same way as they treated me.
you really have, hi Linda, by the way. I'm sorry you're having connection issues. I miss you though. And Nancy, I will call you. I'm sure I still have your number unless it changed. Anyway, when I look at your chart, it's like I see kind of like I guess what it is. Sorry, I'm trying to put into words what I'm seeing. So like one part tells me, I'm a people person. I love people. I don't necessarily like people, but I love people. I love to be surrounded by people as long as they're my people. And so you have these very strong boundaries that kind of go, get away from me unless you are me. And then you also have this very strong thing in your chart that says, I'm very misunderstood and nobody knows me. And even if you got really, really close to me and you became like my best friend, you still would only know this much of me because I don't really share. You would think that you knew me, but you wouldn't really know me, and that's because you are someone who works in layers. You work in layers of reality rather than surface level reality. You're someone who's working in many layers. You're working above and below reality all the time, and you're doing that all at the same time. And nobody can see it, but they feel attracted to you. So you're very magnetic to people because they know that you have something that they want, but like they couldn't put a finger on what it really is, because they just don't know. And I told you earlier, it's like you have, so the people that are here that are in my class, which there's a few of you, if you want to look at your numbers, she's totally okay with that. I asked her before we came on. I wouldn't normally share unless I asked. Her numbers are 31373, and she agreed to come in as a case study. So we will be doing a case study with her, with the grad group. So when I look at your chart, I was telling you earlier that you have a strange connection. Like you have not a strange connection. You have a different kind of connection that I don't really see. Like I do see it actually. It's funny because I just looked down at my paper and the girl above you on my sheet has the same thing. Oh my goodness. I didn't notice that before. Okay. She doesn't have the same numbers, but she has the same number, the one I'm talking about, that I never see. Okay. It's like very rare. It's just funny that it's like right there. But I'm also talking to incredible people every week. So that is something too,
That's
anyway. So that number, what that says, the way that people normally connect with the other side. So I know that you have connection to the other side. You've told me that, but even if you didn't tell me that, it's so very obvious. It's ridiculous, so I would know that anyway. I would look at your chart and that's the first thing I would know for sure, and so but your connection is not the same as most people that are connected to the other side, because most people connect through their third eye. You do not connect through your third eye. You do connect, everyone can, whether they have it or not, but you specifically connect through your spirit guide channel. And so you are someone who channels really well, and you are someone who, because of the way it shows up, you're not only a direct open channel that's like wide open, you are also someone who, it's like you connect so well with the other side that you connect as well with people as you do with people on the other side. Like it's almost like the room is just open, like you're in both dimensions all the time, and you don't have any oh, you're right, Linda. She has a 9. I did not even look at that. You're right. So she does do that too. Okay, so you do have, well, kind of, you have that connection as well, the tunnel one.
I do. Oh, I would say I would. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I didn't even
know
look
that.
at that, because so I'm busy looking at the things that are standing out so big, but that's a silent 9 in the background. So yeah, your numbers are really incredible for real. Like, I can't
Thank
wait to
you.
bring you as a case study because I want them to really explore your chart and really tell you things that are just, they
I
will.
chose that day to be born, or that
Yeah.
time, you
Yeah.
know. I chose that time to be
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know that or do you believe that? Like, is that something that's a belief or a knowing?
It's both.
Yeah. Okay.
I think I've known those things about myself for a really long time.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I know that I know I always felt different.
Yes.
Um,
You're very, very
I've
different.
always felt
Yeah.
different. I've always talked to spirits since
Yeah.
3 years old.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
first spirit, full life spirit I seen was my dad.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so when I
Yeah.
was 16, and then I
Mhm.
just kept seeing more spirits and more spirits after that, and then lots of
Yeah.
connection. Um,
Yeah.
Definitely, and yeah, ultimately led me to my podcast.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is awesome. So Kat, the number, what her birthday is 3/13/73. Suzanne says definitely a case study. You are absolutely like a dream case study. You know, like they're gonna love
I
looking
see
at your
something
numbers
that says
together.
creativity there. Her creativity.
Yeah, oh yeah, Patrine. So she's another student. She's saying her creativity gets out the push down emotions from the silent six I gave her unintentionally. Oh, okay. So there's this thing that I teach my class where if we write the numbers wrong for some reason, like when we're first writing it out, if we write it wrong, there's a reason for that. And the guides are trying to tell us something by that. Like the numbers and the guides are
Neat.
trying to tell us something. So if she wrote originally a silent six, it means that you're in that six energy, even though you don't have a six anywhere. So it's saying, it's saying to her, your creativity gets out the push down emotions. And
That's
that would
right.
make
I'm
sense, you know.
extremely creative.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah,
what that means is that your creativity actually brings your emotions up out of you
that's right.
so that you're not containing them inside of you and building up until you explode, you know? So your creativity is
Absolutely.
going to actually save you from that, you know? So yeah,
That's been
that's
my
really
life.
important that she shared that, that's good.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
very
and
true. I've been drawing, writing poetry, and
yeah,
now I'm a graphic artist. I've been doing
you're
that my
very
whole life.
creative. Yeah. Well,
I make home decor,
yeah.
like woodwork, all sorts of
Well,
things I've
you're
done.
all about aesthetics too. Like, look at your background, look at your hair, like
Oh,
everything
I'm
about you is
so
creative.
low maintenance. I might look high maintenance, but
I
believe me, I never had to wear makeup till I started my podcast, and I'm not
yeah.
kidding because
Well,
I'm 53 now, man. I have like
well,
dark marks and all that jazz, you
remember
know?
we talked about that when I did your podcast. I was like, I look horrible. Can you please do something like blur me or something? Which is terrible, but I'm just like, I'm 50. I just turned 50 and I'm like, oh my goodness. Like I hate like all that. I don't want to grow old. So,
Oh, I'm actually okay with it.
I don't want to look like I'm growing old. I want to grow old. I just don't want to look like I'm growing old, you
I
know?
know it's hard, but you've got to embrace it. We
I
have
know.
to.
I know.
But yeah, I'm going to be 53 this year. So
Wow, that's awesome. It really is. I think,
yeah.
well, so far, 50s have been the greatest years, the greatest few months of my life. Like, I have had so many incredible, amazing things happen since I turned 50. Like, it's crazy. I keep saying I jumped timelines. I must have jumped timelines because I can't think of anything else that would change me so drastically so fast, you know? So, but yeah.
Well, I
Anyway,
love the 50s and you know what
yeah.
it's bringing me and you know the wise. I'm wiser, I'm
Yes, yes.
calmer and all of that, but the
Yeah,
menopause can beat
yeah.
it because I am
Yeah.
so done with
Oh,
menopause already. Like I am done. Like I
yes.
am so
I'm
choked.
I'm
Like
pretty
my
over
mom
that
didn't
too,
get
and
it,
I just
but I
started
did.
that. I just started it and I'm like, yeah, I'm already over that. That is not fun at
Sorry
all.
if there's any men in the comment. It's because it's the
I
menopause.
think,
It's so brutal.
but I want to talk more about your podcast because I
Hmm.
want people to go check it out because it's amazing. Like, I think that you really do interview amazing people. And I
I
think that
do.
the stories on there are just really well done. Like, like, I don't know, you give people a really good window to talk and and this like really safe space, and the way that they share is just, I really like it. Like I really like it a lot. Like one of my favorite podcasts is what is it called? With the Ferrari guy, Alex Ferrari. Do you know what that's called? I don't remember.
Oh, Next Level Soul?
Next Level Soul. Yeah.
Yeah,
I want to be
yeah.
on his podcast. I wrote to
I
him.
like him
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. But
Yeah, I like him
but
too.
I love his podcast, and like yours reminds me a little bit of his because it's kind of the same subject matter, and I
His is
just
a little bit more high money,
well
there's more
his
money in his setup,
yeah, well he's just further along. That's really the only
very
difference,
much so.
he's more
I actually wouldn't
professional. He went that
change.
far. What?
Yeah, I wouldn't change.
No,
No,
I love the way that yours is. It's
I
very
would just
good.
keep
Yeah.
being just the same
Yeah.
old me,
Yeah. Well,
right?
that's perfect.
Why change what works already?
That's
I'm
right.
just growing
Yeah.
and that's wonderful. And my whole point was just to touch people.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have this need inside that I think, you know what? I think it's because my whole entire life, and I'm going to be really straight up.
Yeah.
Um, I lived a very tough life from a
Mhm.
youngster all
Yeah.
the way up to 14 years ago, pretty much. So I was
Mhm.
extreme abuse background.
Yeah.
Basically, abuse was the backdrop in my
Mhm.
whole upbringing,
Yeah.
which pushed me into my creativity,
Yeah.
right? So I
Sure.
remember what I
Because
would
that's
do
how
to
you
get rid
healed
of
it.
that. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
creative writing and drawing and all that. And you know what's funny is I drew eyes
Oh,
everywhere.
I draw eyes everywhere, and so does my mom and my daughter. Like, what is that? Why is
And
that?
that is my pod. I don't know, but that's my symbol for
One
my
behind me that I
podcast,
drew. Like, I have eyes
right? I
everywhere.
do it all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, that's
I
when
just
I'm
dry one
doodling,
eye,
I draw
draw
eyes.
one.
I
Yeah.
always draw one too. And when I try to draw two, I'm like, this doesn't look right.
No, yeah. No, I
Those
used to
two
do
ones.
that since I could draw, and I'm
Yeah,
not kidding you. It was eyes, 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 and my
yeah,
mom used to think that that was really creepy, that I
yeah,
was doing this all
yeah,
the time, and I would put
yeah.
them all over the house,
I mean,
But
I
little
grew
do
up
you
with a
know,
mom that did that, so we all do that
oh,
now. Like,
lucky you.
I thought
Yeah,
I did it because of my mom, but I don't think so because my daughter does it too. Like, we all just do that. So Stephanie said she
yeah,
does. Like, yeah, I
yeah,
think, and Linda says the eyes are the window of the soul. Yeah, that's the thing. Patrick
yeah.
says he does it. So hi Patrick, I was just talking about you. I'm going to actually be in your inbox later. I'm going to be writing you.
Oh,
And
everybody draws eyes. Isn't that something? Also the third eye, so that's my
yeah,
favorite.
so I
Um,
wonder if that's something, about spirituality, I don't know, like I wonder if that's us reminding ourselves of our connection or something.
I
I don't know.
bet you it is.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
Yeah.
only guessing at this point, but
Yeah,
I
me
feel
too.
that,
Yeah.
I would do it. So when I would personally do it, for me, I
Yeah.
it's almost like you were meditating on it,
Yes.
right?
Yeah,
So you would
when
draw
I
it
do
over and
when
over and then
I'm
do more.
drawing like that, it is a meditation. It's like you
That's
go
right.
into a meditative state. I do
Me
wonder
too.
if that's you know what? You know what? I never ever talked about this, but I bet you it's a portal. I bet we're creating a portal. Because
See?
they say that eyes are portals, and like a window to the soul, that's like a portal. I wonder if we are actually creating portals to the other side to our information so we can access it. I bet that's what we're doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that was
Well,
my thing, and I used it in my logo as well.
oh,
Like, that's the
good.
first thing I did, and,
Yeah.
when I met my husband, which was
Yeah.
14 years ago, which was the very first time in my entire life, and my kids can vouch for it, my two sons.
Yeah.
This was the first time I was ever felt like I could actually be myself. Ever.
Wow.
I could just be me, and
Yeah.
I didn't have to think, and I could relax. I remember there was times when I actually couldn't even sleep with anybody. I
Yeah.
mean, like, in the point, like, sleeping beside someone without being
Yeah.
really scared and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But when I met my husband,
Hmm.
I was like, just calm. And
Wow.
he's such a wonderful man, and he just allows me just
Yeah.
to be
Mm.
exactly who I am. And I think that's what pushed me
Yeah.
forward, with my growth. And I think sometimes that
Yeah.
source waits for you to breathe,
Yeah.
you know, before putting too much on your
Yeah.
plate. It's all in
Oh
divine
yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Right? And anyways, I was
Mm.
getting to the eye. So one day he was at work and I was at home, and
Mhm.
I drew this eye, and I was drawing and drawing and drawing. And then I put one on the fridge, and he's like, "What's with the eye?" And I'm like,
Mhm.
"Oh, that's my eye. I always draw those." And he's like,
Okay.
"I love it. You kept it." He
Oh, that's
loves
really
that I
cool.
draw. Yeah, he loves those
That's
eyes.
really
Like,
cool.
yes, and
So
he had
so
it.
let me show you something just because
Sure.
it's right behind me. You can't see it on the thing, but okay. So
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I draw on rocks all the time. Like this is just a rock I
Oh, that's
found
pretty.
at the waterfall. I always go to the waterfall. Okay, and it did have 3 crystals, but the middle one broke a little bit. That hung
That's really
down.
pretty.
Anyway, so this eye, I used to hang it in my car, like on my mirror, like facing into the car when I was a Lyft and Uber driver. So like people would always get in my car and they would go, "What is that?" And I'm like, "It's a beautiful eye." And they're like, "Why is it looking at me?" It's making sure you don't do anything wrong. It's
Oh
protecting
my
me. Like that's
goodness.
why I always felt like it was my protection, you know. But yeah, I've drawn like because I had this hanging in my car, I've had so many people ask me to draw them for them. So now I've made like 10 of these or something because they're easy. They're just a rock. It's just a rock.
I think that's awesome. I
Yeah,
do. I think
yeah,
it's awesome.
yeah. So maybe I should put them in my online store. But
You
yeah,
should. Why not?
yeah. Anyway, yeah, I bet that your husband came in as some sort of protector because you are somebody who could use protection. Like not that you need protection, but like you are a very special soul. You're also a very high soul. Like you're someone who is a very elevated awareness type soul. Like
Mhm.
because you just like really have a lot of spiritual growth in your chart, and you're also someone who's here on like a bonus life, so you don't even have to be here. You're literally here for everybody else. That's why your childhood was hard, because you would be the black sheep of the
Mhm.
family. You're somebody that it was fun to pick
Yeah.
on, and you're very, very, very misunderstood, like in so many ways. And probably you intimidate a lot of people as well, I would think, because you have very
How?
well, because you're a
I
force
don't
of
know
your
how.
own. You're a
Mm,
force of your own, and sometimes people don't know how to stand in their own power. And when someone does know how to stand in their power, then it's very intimidating to other people that don't know that yet.
yeah.
So the way that you humbled yourself, and this number I do have to talk about because it has come up so many times already. You keep saying it, and I know that I have to tell you about it. So your life purpose number, which I normally wouldn't talk about what it is because, I don't usually give just partial information here. It's not good to do that. But like your life purpose number is a 14, and you keep saying 14.
Mm,
Like you've said that about several things now.
it's my
Um
favorite number.
yeah. Well, there's a reason for that. So you've also said some things about threes, like you were 3 years old and things like that. Like that's also a significant number for you. And then of course 7 is a very significant number for you.
Mhm.
But 14 would probably be 14 is like a pivotal number for you. Okay. So not only is it your life purpose number, but it is also your it's the number that humbles you in your chart because you're a very elevated soul. You're very much, you don't have any obstacles going on. So you have nothing that stops you. You have nothing that grounds you, really. And so your 14 grounds you. And the way that it does that is it gives you uncertainty. Uncertainty. I'm like, what am I supposed to say here? Uncertainty. It makes you unsure of yourself, and it makes you it's the crossroads number, and it's the number that says, I have a lot of big choices to make, and whenever I make those choices, I don't know if I make the right ones. And so, like, all of your life, you're always going, should I have done this or should I have done that? Should I do this? Should I do that? Should I do this? Should I do that? And then, like, whatever choices you have made, you're the type of person that will go, oh, did I do the right thing? Or if there's like collateral damage in your choices, because a lot of times there could be, like, say, I always use the example, say you got into 2 colleges and one is in your hometown and one is across the country, and you'd be like, oh, I'm going to hurt my mom, I'm going to hurt my boyfriend, like all these things, but I really want to go to the one across the country. Well, maybe you move across the country and then you lose that relationship, and maybe your mom gets sick or whatever, you know what I mean? Stuff happens, and there's collateral damage in a way not really by your choices, but it changes your life path. And you might spend your life going, oh, I should have stayed, or I should have pursued that relationship, or I should have talked him into coming with me, or I should have whatever. So it's the should have, would have, could have energy. Okay. And you have a lot of that. So the reason why I have to tell you about that is because anytime that I see that in a chart, not every time now, it used to be every time, but like whenever I see that, I know that that's your higher self put that on purpose so that someone like me could come around and tell you this, because you want to be told that you, first of all, you do always know the right choice. Second of all, you always make the right choice, even if you feel like you haven't. The illusion is that there was a choice at all. And so, like, every time you're faced with choices, it looks like you have 2 or 3 or 10 choices. But the truth is, with the knowledge you have, the understanding you have, and the abilities you have, you really only have one. And that one is the one that you make every time. So when you're faced with choices in the future, it's like, this will anchor you then. This will kind of give you that permission to know, I do choose the right thing. I do the right thing, and so that hopefully you won't get caught up in regret and want to like change things, So that 14 is very important for you, because if you can move out of that energy, you will get further to where you want to be, like quicker, like that's your only obstacle. Your only obstacle is you're fighting with yourself. You're fighting with your own should I, shouldn't I, what should I do?
That it's funny that you say that. And if I could, I was like, sometimes doing a podcast, it's very hard. It's hard on the mental sometimes. It gets a little frustrating. I mean, you know how it is, right? And I'm normally an artist, so I'm in the background and I'm quiet and I'm doing my thing and I'm meditating and I'm feeling good. Well, when you throw yourself out there for the world to see, it's really different. You start to see things differently. So one night I was in bed and I just said, like, in my head, I go, oh, I don't know if I could keep doing this, making me nervous, in my head, wasn't talking out loud at all. And no word of a lie, in came this loud voice. And it was very, like, it wasn't mean, but it was very bold. And it said, you will keep going. And I thought, oh God, because it was loud and it was vibratory and it just kind of moved through me. You will, or it said, you will not give up. You will keep going. And I'm like, all I did was I said, okay, in my head. And I just kind of turned over and grabbed my blankets. I'm like, okay, tomorrow's a new day. We'll try this again, but it was this very much a learning curve, but I'm always up for that because I am, if you know me, I am
Mhm.
150%er in
Mhm.
everything I
You
do.
are. You're an
I
overachiever.
enjoy. I
Yeah.
am big time, but I
You're
enjoy
also
that too.
So you're also someone who is all in or all out. So you do not half-ass anything. Like there is
Never.
nothing that you start and kind of go, that's good enough. I think that you could work on that a little bit because you've got a lot of perfectionist energy. But like,
Hmm.
but the thing is that, like, you would never half-ass anything. Like, you're not like that.
No,
You're somebody who you either give it your all or you give it your nothing, and you don't
that's right.
pretend either way. You say, "I'm
Uh,
in or I'm not in." So, like, if someone asked you out on a date when you were single, you would never say maybe. Like, I mean, you might say maybe,
no.
but you already would know your answer in your head anyway. It might be for their benefit, you'd say maybe, like, give them some kind of
Mhm.
hope. But, like, really, you'd be like, yeah, I'm not going out with that guy. Like you would just
No,
know.
I have
But
no
you
problem saying no.
yeah, but no, that's what I was gonna say. But normally you would just straight up say no. You would be like no or yes. And whatever you said you would stick to. You're not somebody that like wavers, like you don't have any
Mhm.
wishy-washy energy anywhere in your chart. And so
Oh, I'm
basically like
so not like that. I do things right from my heart.
yeah,
I won't do it then. If I
yeah,
don't believe in it, I will not
yeah.
do it.
Well
I
then
just refuse to play
yeah,
any games, or I'm very authentic and I
yeah,
believe 100% in something and I will stand behind it.
yeah,
And I will give you my word, and
yeah.
that is kind of who I am.
Yeah,
Actually, that is who I am.
the phrase that we actually use with that number is
Mhm.
you do things with your whole heart and soul or you don't do them at all. Like that is the phrase that we normally use with that.
That's right.
Um and you are just like so like when I said, authentic isn't quite the right word. It's not that you're not authentic, you're completely authentic, but you're more than authentic. So like it's not the right word because it's not strong enough to describe you. Like you're more in integrity than your authenticness, And so you're more like I'm a solid pillar. What I say is what I do, and what I say is what I mean as well. So you don't pull
That's right.
punches, you don't pretend, you either give people attention or you give them nothing. And you literally shine your light where you direct it. And that's on purpose because you're here with such a strong mission. So you are someone that's very mission based, and you're someone, the reason why you have that direct connection with your spirit guides is because you're a spirit guide on earth yourself, but you're more than that. Like you are absolutely like you're a different kind of human. Like you're a different kind of person. You came here with a different kind of mission, and you are here to touch a lot of people.
I
And
would
that
absolutely love to do that. Mhm.
yeah, you will
And
do
I
that.
think I have. I think
Yeah.
I have throughout my life as well.
Yeah. Well,
Mhm.
I really feel that you're in the beginning of it, honestly. Like, not that
Oh,
everything you
you
did up
do.
until now wasn't, important. But I think you're actually I think you're actually on your path with that now. Like, because when
Aw,
we're raising kids, really honestly, that's our job. Like, we're not
that's true.
all of our spiritual stuff is usually put aside pretty much during that time so that we can focus on where our focus is meant to be. But when our kids are older and they are self-sufficient, then it's time for us to do us, and that's where you're at
Right.
now. Like, and that's where you've been for a while, but I think you needed an adjustment period. But yeah,
Oh, I think so.
the reason why you think in your head and somebody responds is because this is what I was trying to tell you before we got on here, because I saw it right before we got on here. Um, it's because you are very clearly equally on this side and on that side. Your dimensions aren't separated. And so you are literally sitting in both rooms, like, and when you think in your head, it's like you're talking out loud because you don't talk in words there, like on the other side.
Mhm.
So that's just whoever that is. That's probably your main spirit guide, I would say, talking to you. And the reason why they're so direct is because they're on the same mission as you, and they're like, you're not going to give
Mhm.
up. We did this. Like, we decided to do this, and you're not going to give up. And I don't care what you think. It's going to be fine. So
That's right.
anyway,
That's right. I truly believe that.
yeah. Anyway, we should do some numbers for some other people. So guys, you can
Okay,
start putting
cool.
your numbers in if you have numbers for us this time. Patrick, I did see your message, but I try not to stop because I lose my train of thought. But yeah, so I will be putting all of her information on this same post, so you will be able to find everything about her and just click it after it's over. Like that's what I always do. So which I probably should do before it, but I don't do that yet. I don't know what I'm doing yet. I'm still doing the spaghetti at the wall, That's what I do. So if you guys have any numbers you want me to do, just put them in. And if you don't, we'll just keep talking until we're done. It's totally fine. But but yeah. So anyway, I find you fascinating because
Thank you. You too. You too.
I'm so glad that we met, and
I am too.
I'm just so honored, like, to be on your, it's like for you to ask me to be on your podcast, and I'm so honored that you came on mine, and like,
You know,
it's just
I'll be
awesome.
honest, like I choose the people for the podcast by my heart. So
Yeah,
I make sure that when I'm drawn to them. So I
yeah.
had a guest this morning and
Mhm.
he was like, "So how did you find me?" And I told him,
Mhm.
and then I said, "But it was really strange because I clicked off you because I
Yeah,
wasn't thinking." And then he's like, "You did?"
yeah,
And I'm like, "Yeah, clicked off you." But then I kept calling back to him, kind
yeah,
of like it kept like a
yeah,
calling back to him. And then
yeah,
I thought, "Oh, I'm gonna just do some research on him." And I
yeah,
did because I research people. And then I found out that like I actually began having quite a feeling,
mhm,
like a strong energy feeling. And then
mhm.
I
Yeah,
know
yeah,
that, I've had my fair share with people though, with kind of gatekeeping and stuff like that,
oh
like
yeah, yeah. A
um,
lot of people do that. Yeah,
it disappoints me because you're playing
yeah,
you're talking spiritual, but
yeah,
you're living in the ego,
yeah.
it's just like
So
uh,
I have I don't like gatekeeping at all. I'm a
me
very authentic person myself, and
either.
and I have a lot of integrity as well. That's why I understand it when I see it. Um the thing is, I have a lot of like, I don't like when people gatekeep. I think that's all ego as well. I meet a lot of, I don't know if I should say a lot of, but I meet a lot of spiritual people, and some of them
Mhm.
do not walk their walk. And I'm very surprised by that. Like,
Me too.
I
I'm
always
really
assume,
shocked.
yeah, I always assume that these amazing people that you see helping people have the heart in it and have the life to match it and all of those things. And I've been so surprised in the last couple years that they
Yeah, me
don't. Like,
too.
not all of them, but they don't, and it's very disappointing. And then the people who gatekeep, I've noticed a lot of people that gatekeep, not everyone, but a lot of people that do it are doing it because they're afraid that if they share something, they don't have it anymore. And that's not how spirituality works. Spirituality is something that when you share it, you get more. It's like love. Like if you give out love, you get more back. You get tenfold back. But when you hold it inside of yourself, it
That's
starts
right.
disappearing.
We're here to help people.
Yes.
I like to always say that I'm here to help build the bridge,
Yeah.
for when people are ready.
Yeah.
Let's help them over and let's help them to
Yeah.
wherever they need to go on their journey. It's not
Yes.
singular and it's not
Yeah.
me, it's we. And that's the way it's supposed to be. And
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think maybe I didn't get the memo. I don't
Right?
know.
I know.
But
I didn't get whatever memo that was either.
but I'm
I don't
I'm all about
understand that.
we here. There's no
Yeah,
I in
me
team.
too.
I mean, I don't do this on my own,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I was
Yeah.
talking about my class the other day, because I'm opening wizard school again, and I was like, I'm inclusive. I'm always inclusive. Like I want as many people to join me as possible. And I mean that. Like when I used to have parties when I was a teenager, I invited 3 towns and I told them to just invite all their friends. Like I had crazy big parties, but that's what I've done all my life. Like even like family parties and events that I run and things like that. Everything that I do, I always want more people to get the experience, because why? I don't want anyone to be left out ever, like I don't ever want anyone to feel like they can't have things, So yeah, if I have something good, I'm going to share it with the world. That's how I feel.
See,
But
and I just want to help people. So let's awaken together. Let's realize who we are together, because I don't know everything. So this is not just me on my own. I'm learning right alongside you, right alongside everybody else that comes on my podcast. I learn something new every day.
That's how I feel too. Yeah, I always feel like I'm a lifetime student, and I don't ever want that to
that's
change.
what we are. Nobody knows everything.
No, and they shouldn't. I don't think that's healthy. So what I did want to ask you before I do some numbers is, have you ever done any mediumship work? Like, do you do any of that?
I don't, but I have. So I told you about. So I have a little gift that since it started on me at 16. And that's when I can see when someone's going to die. So and if I'm near them, I will physically see the change. It looks like I'm looking through their skin at bones, and then it looks like almost like a spirit maybe comes out and in, and it comes out, and everything stops. Like when I see it, it stops. Everything stops for like, it seems like it stops to me, but it's not. Like when it first happened, it was my best friend.
Wow.
And I had a feeling to go out, and I was underage and she was older than me, and she was working in a nightclub, and I got the feeling I need to go, right? So I went, and I went to the back door, and they let me in the back door because I was underage, and I went up the back stairs, and when I hit the top of the stairs, time stopped for me. And that's when I totally looked at her, Monique, and that's what she was taking her drinks off of her tray, her empties off the tray, putting them on the dishwasher. And that's when I seen it, and I just went, "What the, wow!" But her face went like it morphs. It's half skeleton in through the skin, and then a big huge something comes out and in, it comes out and in, and it was quite creepy, but immediately it tells me, who seen that for the very first time, she's going to die. I knew immediately. I ran to her and I told her, and she laughed, and I begged her, please don't go. 4 hours later, she passed. Yeah.
So
And then I've been doing that my whole life. So
does it always happen that way? Does it always happen that it's immediate, or does it sometimes happen in the future? Like, do you see it and then it happens later?
It's always it works out to be 2 days. Okay. Once I see it, it's 2 days. And then if I'm not near, then I'll feel it. So in February, when my stepdad passed away, I woke up with symptoms of, I thought I was dying. Like but it was really strange. I had dread. I felt dreadful. I was like, what is happening? Something's wrong. I woke my husband. I said, something's wrong. Something's wrong. Please. I don't know what's happening. And then it dawned on me, and I went, oh my God. I said, oh my God, someone's going to die. Someone's dying. And he says, is it me?
Oh, that's so scary.
Like,
oh my goodness.
You. Yeah. And then the next morning.
Wow. And do you typically know who it is, or do you just not know?
Oh, not unless I see you. Now, if I'm in your presence, then I know. So if I'm away, I'm now juggling, going a handful of people. But, handful of people.
When that happened this time with your stepdad, you said it was stepdad?
Yeah.
did you know that it was not you? Like, did you
Yes, I
struggle with
did
it?
know.
Okay, that's
At
good.
first, I thought it was me.
Yeah.
At first, I thought it was me. I don't I first because
Yeah.
I was an odd feeling. I
Yeah.
hadn't felt this before, like this
Yeah.
dramatic, this strong.
Yeah.
At first, I thought it was me, and then I knew it wasn't me.
Yeah.
And then I thought about my kids. No, they're fine. I checked,
Yeah.
and then I thought of my mom, my brother, and then the last person I thought of was my stepdad because he
Oh.
was such a strong man to me.
Mhm.
Nothing could get him down,
Mm. Yeah.
Nothing. But my heart was going so fast, and I was afraid to go to sleep. And
Mhm.
he died in his sleep of a heart attack.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
So that's
yeah, it was
very
very
interesting. So I told you I have the same thing, okay? I don't I didn't think I had it the same way until you explained that, okay? I've
Mhm.
had it all different ways my whole life. Like, I told my mom someone was gonna die when I was, like, 10 is probably the earliest I remember it. I said, "You have to call her, you have to call her," and she's like, "No," because we were visiting my grandfather,
Yeah.
and it was just down the street from her house, but I was like, "You have to call her right now," but she was, like, on the other side of my family, and my mom's like, "No, I'm not calling her right now." Well, she was being rushed to the hospital at that moment, and even if she called, she
Oh,
did call, but she couldn't get through. But she was being rushed to the hospital, and then that was ended up being her deathbed. She didn't die right away, but and I did get to see her, which was good. But
mhm.
no, I've known all my life when people are going to die. Sometimes I know when I meet them that their time is very short. And then I get this like knowing that I have to know them. Like my best friend who was I met her when I was 16 at a party at like a bonfire. And when she walked into, like, we were in the woods, and when she walked into the area that we were in, it was like this light was around her. And I was like, I
Mhm.
have to know her. And I was intimidated by her. She was very, very stunningly pretty. And I was just like, I didn't know her. I don't know. I could have walked up to her because I'm very bold, but I didn't. And then like school started and I saw her in the hallway and I pulled my other best friend aside and I said, "We have to know her." And then we became friends with her and she became my best friend and then she was later that year. And I had that happen with other people. I've had it all different ways though. So the most recent thing that happened was very similar to what happened to you with your stepdad. My
Mhm.
cousin's son committed in March, okay? And he was someone that was like in our life forever. Like I've known him I have a picture of him in my first apartment as a baby in his baby seat. He was best friends with my daughters and he's a great guy and he visited me last year, like he's an amazing person. He was an amazing person. And well, he still is an amazing person. Anyway,
Yeah.
the night that he committed, obviously we didn't know that he was going to do that. I had dread. Like I for no reason. I was laying in bed and I had to get up in the morning because it was the first time I was watching my grandson because my daughter had just moved in with me. And I was laying in bed and I knew I had to get sleep. I never go to bed early because I'm a night person. And I was like, I have to go to bed early because I have to get up at like 8 a.m. to watch this baby and I have to be awake and function. And I could not sleep because I started hearing, now this is going to sound crazy. I did not tell anybody this except my kids. Um, I started hearing someone talking to me, kinda. Like, not really. I didn't know it wasn't me, okay? And I kept
Oh.
saying I was hearing something. Like, I don't hear things. I feel them so strongly, it's like I hear them. And I was hearing that I had to die, and I was like, "But I don't wanna die," and I kept going, "But I'm not ready to die. I don't wanna do that," and then it was like, "No, you have to," and I kept going, "I don't want to, and you can't make me, and I'm not going to," and this is like the fight I was having in my head. Somebody was telling me I had to hurt myself. That's how I felt, and then I kept saying, "No, I'm not gonna hurt myself. That's crazy." Well, I spent all night doing this. It was hours, and I
Wow.
was terrified, and I thought it was about me. And then I started calling out to every person I know on the other side. And I even called out to um this is actually this is actually relevant now, which I didn't think it would be at the time. But I even called out to my uncle who molested me, which I would never normally call out to him. Like I forgave him and everything. I forgave him on his deathbed. We're cool. It's fine. But since he died, the only interaction I had with him, and I do have a lot of interaction with the other side, but the only interaction I've had with him was to pray for his soul, that he got all the love that he needed in this lifetime, and that he heals, you know. So he never hurts anybody else. That was the only thing I did after he died, directly related to him. And then I just forgot about him for years and years. I don't really think much about him. That night I prayed to every saint that I know, every God, every Mother Mary, Jesus, everybody. I prayed to, I said to my dad, please come help me. I need help. I said to my grandmother, my other grandmother, everybody I know on the other side, until I finally got to my uncle and I said, please come help me. I need help. I really, really need help. I don't want to die. That was the last person I asked. And then I did fall asleep. And about an hour later, my aunt called and I didn't answer because I knew I had to sleep before the baby woke up. And then my daughter called, and yeah. And that's how I found out that was his grandfather that I called out to, which I would never call out to him. And I was just like, what is that? You know, and my daughter had the same thing happen that night. Not exactly, but my daughter, who was best friends with him, the one that committed suicide, she had the same thing happen. And coincidentally, or I don't believe in coincidences, synchronistically, she was taking a flight to him the next morning and he didn't know it yet. Like she actually had the flight booked already and was leaving in the morning to go exactly to where he lived, you know. And yeah, it's just crazy. But yeah, and then like I had other things with death where my ex, who is my twin flame, who I didn't know was my twin flame, he passed away suddenly right before the pandemic. And 2 weeks before he died, he came to me in a dream and showed me what life would have been like if we were together, if we had stayed together. He showed me what it would have been like. And I woke up inside the dream and I was like, this isn't real. And I just kept saying, this isn't real. We didn't stay together. This didn't happen. And then finally he came out of the dream, because I have lucid dreams. Like he woke up with me in the dream, and he was like, I know, I just wanted to show you what it would have been like. And then almost to the day, 2 weeks later, he died suddenly from a heart attack. And this is the thing, like you said, you have a 2-day window. I have a 2-week window for some reason. And I also have a thing where things happen in threes, like always in threes. Like I'm a child of 3. I have 3 children. And then like when I have a bad feeling that someone's going to die, I always have 3 things that are going to happen. Something bad, something really bad, and then someone's going to die. It's always 3 things.
I don't think that way. That can make things happen.
Well,
that can make it. Well, when you're putting the energy
pattern that always
3
happens.
things.
Yeah.
Well, you never know, right? When my children were little, because I was a single mom, and I had my 2 boys, and I would sit them down. One time I had 3 jobs, and I would sit them down in a little circle, and I would say to them, "We're the power of 3."
Yes,
and I would constantly say that. Yeah, and I would hold their hands, and I said, "I can't do this without you. So I need help." Right? So if mom's going to go do this, we got to do that. You guys are going to have to do that. You know, I need help. And they would. It was really sweet.
I used to always tell my girls that it was us against the world. You know, like we are a team, and even if nobody else believes in us, we believe in each other. And of course, my daughter, just like, that's my daughter, Alyssa. She's like, charmed. We're the charmed ones.
Oh.
So, but yeah, I used to always tell them, like, even if nobody else believes in us and nobody else supports us, we always support each other no matter what. And that has proven to be the most solid bond I've ever had in my life, is my 3 daughters.
My
And,
boys,
you know,
I'm the same.
yeah,
Me and my
yeah,
2 boys, like, I couldn't do it without them.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I love
couldn't
them. They're
I
my,
couldn't breathe if my kids were not on this earth. You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like, yeah.
I was that they are
Yeah.
definitely like on when my son was born, my first son,
Yeah.
his name is Styles,
Oh, I
and
love that.
yeah,
That's
when
cool.
just turned 17 when I had him,
I was
and
17 when I had my first daughter. That's funny.
isn't that crazy?
Yeah. We didn't
See?
talk about any of this before. That's
No,
cool.
and when I was in labor,
Mhm.
my mom had left the room for a moment and I was there by
Mhm.
myself and I was starting to go through a really bad contraction. And all of
Yeah.
a sudden I heard it comes in on my right side always when someone talks to me.
Oh, mine's
And
on
I
my right
heard,
side too. Yeah.
is it?
Okay, cool. Yeah.
It came in and it said, not long now, I'm on my way.
Um,
And it was
Oh
my
my
son.
goodness. It was him talking to you? So my daughter will hate that I'm saying this, so I won't say too much of the personal parts of it, but her son came to her for like a solid year before she got pregnant with him. He kept coming to her and telling her his name, which I'm not going to say what his name was supposed to be because she didn't name him that. But he kept saying, "I'm so and so, I'm coming soon." And she even started seeing like billboards and all this stuff. And do you believe that this girl has the audacity to not audacity to not even name him the name that he said is his name? I said, one day he's going to be mad at you for that. And she's like, well, he's going to be more mad at you because she named him after her dad. And I have a tattoo. I have her dad's name right here. So like,
Oh my
she's like,
goodness.
he's going to be more mad at you because you have his name on your boob. And I'm like, it's not on my boob. It's over my heart.
Yes.
Well, she's like, he's
Oh
not
my
going to like
gosh,
that.
we could go on forever, couldn't we?
Yes, we
Oh,
could. Well, we didn't accomplish any numerology, but well, we did yours, so that was good.
did
Um,
mine, but was there somebody that needed their oh, I see numbers.
well, only Patrick
I don't
did
have
his
my
in.
glasses
We
on,
have
so
done Patrick several times, so he said he wouldn't
oh,
even
that's
mind if we
Patrick.
didn't. Um, but really, like, we talked about so much cool stuff. Who cares? You know what I mean? Like, I do numerology every
I
week, and
hope
I
they
did do
enjoyed it.
numerology.
That's cool. I
Yeah.
hope you enjoyed it.
No, I
Yeah.
mean, this was great. Oh my goodness. I
It's
love
fun,
talking
isn't
to
it?
you. Yes. Yeah, I didn't know these things
You're
about
coming on my live with me next.
Yes, that's what I would like to
Yes.
do. I would like to help you like not feel scared because
Nervous doing a
it's not
live?
scary. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not so bad. Well, I guess
It's
I'm
not
not
so
on
bad,
your
right?
side, right? Yeah, I just thought it would be different.
It's not
I'm
different
really
on my
happy that
side.
no?
No, it's just like the only time that being live is hard is when you find yourself in the middle of telling people things that are too personal and you go, oh shit, I shouldn't have said that, because there is this like flashing thing that goes in front of you that goes, oh my God, you're public. Like, so that's hard because I've done that a lot because I am an oversharer. I even had a podcast called Overshared because of that.
Oh my goodness.
But so that's hard. And then another thing that's hard is sometimes people will ask you questions and you're just in the flow of, like, I used to always be in the comments answering questions and just going back and forth, which I do a lot, but I used to do it even more. And it was like a conversation with the people here, and sometimes I would read comments, just read them out loud before I read them in my head. And
Oh,
sometimes I would say something that was not appropriate, I should have ignored, and I didn't realize that mattered, until I did it publicly. And then I was like, "Oh shit, I can't take that back. Now I have to answer that very personal, horrible question that they just asked me." Or I just like assaulted myself because they were a jerk, or something like that. So like those kinds of things you just learn how to navigate, but
I will
other than
definitely have
that,
to wear my
yeah.
glasses then because I can't see a thing.
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
even really see myself. I
Well,
keep
I mean,
trying to
that
see
might
what I
actually
see there,
help.
but yeah.
that might actually help because you'll be
Yeah.
like, oh, nobody's here. It's fine. I'm just in a room with Tammy talking, right? But that's what
Right?
it feels like anyway. Doesn't it feel like it's just me and you talking and,
Yeah,
you know,
actually, I
so
enjoyed this very much. I
yeah,
really
me
did.
too.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
really enjoyed this.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was telling you earlier, lives are better because you don't have to edit anything. You couldn't if you wanted to. You know, you already
Yeah,
said it.
that's
So
even better, all
so
the
it's
editing
like
that I have to do. Oh
no
my goodness.
editing. You know? So that's awesome. But anyway, all right. So guys, we're way over time. Sorry we didn't do a whole bunch of charts, but you know, we had a great conversation and I love you guys. And also
Nice to meet
I
all of you.
yes. I will put all of MJ's information on this same post so that you can find her later. Please check out her podcast. It's amazing. And I think you'll like it I think you'll love it just like I do. And go find that episode on his name's John, right? The
John
one,
Davis.
yeah,
Yeah,
so go
John
find
Davis.
that episode. It's one of your first ones, right?
Yeah.
Um,
I know I
find
cringe
that.
when I see it now. It's like, ugh.
Oh, it was
I'm doing
so
so
good.
much better in my newer ones, but I do another thing called Soul Becoming Sunday, which I'm really loving. So,
Oh,
so
nice.
yeah, they're just really short videos, but it's all about like feeling better about who you are, the power of now, living in the moment,
I love that.
all sorts of
That's
beautiful
awesome.
little things for people,
Yeah,
reminders, returning to themselves.
I love that.
Um, yeah, yeah.
So sorry, before I do end this, because I was gonna end it, Suzanne said a while ago, is there a reason behind the returned, like the name of it? I I know that you focus on like near death experiences and things like that, but like what you just said now is like it kind of applies to that as well, like you're so anyway, sorry. Is there something behind the name? Like why did you name it that?
Well, yeah. Well, I got that in a download, right? So in a download, just so I can recap for them, maybe they weren't here.
Yeah,
I received that name in a download, but
yeah.
um, before I knew I was starting a podcast.
4 months
But
ago, by the way, which is
yeah,
crazy.
and and so, but for me, the returned means many things. So it means
Yeah,
returning to yourself,
yeah,
NDE, like returning from an NDE,
yeah,
returning to anything that has to do with you, an
yeah,
awakening,
yeah.
anything like that. That's what it means to me. But the
Mhm.
most thing is returning to the light, returning to source, returning
I
to
love
who you
that.
really, really are.
Returning to the
And
truth,
it's in
right?
truth. And
Yeah,
it really, really, really is important for us to know who we really are.
yeah,
And that's what I'm trying to do, was help with building that bridge for people to
yeah,
be able to get there in all different forms by
yeah,
kind of like doing a variety of spiritual
yeah,
issues, or sorry, not
yeah,
issues, but episodes,
yeah,
so
yeah,
that everybody feels welcome, right?
yeah,
And
yeah.
my big thing on the channel is there's no ego here. I
Mhm.
refuse, and I'm not kidding you.
Yeah,
There's no room for ego at the table on the returned, period. And I'm not kidding you.
yeah.
Uh, I don't want that. I want authentic conversation, people that
Mhm.
are being truthful about helping others. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, I really just want to help others get
I
to where
love
they
that.
need to go. And if I can help them do that, then I will be so pleased.
Well, you are definitely changing the world. You really are. Like
Oh,
you
I
are.
don't know about that, my dear, but
You
I'm
are.
hoping to change someone.
Yeah. Well, change one
Help
person and
anybody.
you'll have a
One
ripple
person
effect,
I meet.
So,
That's right. We're
yeah.
making ripples. We're
Yeah.
making ripples.
Yeah. Of course, Suzanne, we love you. And Patrine, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you go
You're
through
welcome.
hard
Yeah, I
um,
see that. Thank you. Yeah,
yeah, she said
kind of
thank
see
you.
that. Yeah.
Anyway, so thank you so much for being here. And me and you are gonna
Oh, I
do some.
like that. What does that say? Returned from.
Oh, she said return from a dark night of the soul, which I'm just coming out of again. I've had so many.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And again, you're returning. And you
Yes,
know what? I've had many too.
yeah,
And
too.
you can return to yourself many, many times. And it doesn't matter how many times as long as you
Yeah,
do, right?
that's true. That's right. Yeah. Anyway, so thank you for being here. Me and you are going to
You're
do
welcome.
a lot more together.
Yes, we
I
are.
definitely know that we are already. So, all right. Thank you everyone for joining us. And I'll be back next week. And
Bye.
all of MJ's information will be up in a little while. So, all right. Bye, everyone.
Bye for now. See ya.
Love you guys. Bye.